Yeah. So Martin and I are going to talk about our outreach experience.
It's fun.
So Martin and I were teamed up. We went to Walmart, and my experience with evangelism is mostly on like college campuses, and like my college campus, and it's and normally I'll get a yeah, I'm a Christian, and then we kind of talk for a little bit, and it's like it's good, but it's not great, and I don't really know how to talk to them because they're Christians. They don't really want to really hear what I want to say, or I get an all-out rude no. And most of the time, it's like a rude like, and then I'm like, oh. So going out today, it was just hard because it's just hard ground. It's like hard because everyone is a Christian and they go to church on Sunday, and it's kind of hard to like follow up. And anyway, so Martin and I are teamed up together, and we're like talking to people, and we like walk up to this one guy, and he's like, we're like, hey, yeah, we're asking people if they want prayer, and he's like, oh no, I'm good. So we're like, okay, see you later. So we like walk up, neither one of us really knew what to do with that. And then you remember, Martin.
Well, going in there, we got out of the van. We're like, hey, let's team up. All right, whatever. Walking, I was like, I'm scared. I'm not gonna lie to you. She's like, me too. I was like, let's just go and talk. So we walk in, go directly to the medicine aisle, and just talk to a person. We're like, all right, let's go. So I was like, hey, we talked to them, and they're like, no, I'm good.
We stopped a lady on a motorized cart. Yeah. we stopped her.
We were like, chase her. We're like, no. Anyways, it was really, it was funny. And of course, she didn't want prayer. But we did make a couple of like awesome connections. The teaching yesterday that Matt and Kelly did was great because one thing we did, the first person we walked up to, he was like, no, we're like, all right, see you later, okay. But then we kind of snapped in our head, oh wait, we need to come up with follow-up questions. So we would ask people, say, hey, do you need prayer for anything? They say no. And they'd be like, well, hey, can I ask like what your spiritual background is? Or, it seemed like we talked to a lot of older people. So we did drop the whole like, well, what do you think is going to happen to people when they die? Where do you think they go? So we kind of dropped that ball on them. But it made for great conversation. We met this one woman named Fran. She was older, and she just believed everyone went to heaven, like if you're good and whatever. Then as we just talked to her, like we were able to shed light on what it like meant to love Jesus, and she was very, very like open. She was like, I'll tell you straight, like I think that's dumb, But we were able to, like, we just talked. She was like, I want to know where Jesus is right now. And I was like, well, let me tell you, in Genesis, there's a Garden of Eden. In the Revelation, it's, the New Jerusalem. And she was just like, oh, Revelation, we didn't talk about that. And then, should we tell the wheelchair one? Anyways, we got to talk and pray for her.
Yes. Yes.
Well, anyways, we prayed for her. She had arthritis in her back. Nothing happened. She didn't feel anything. But we stayed and talked with her for another, 10 minutes. And as we just kind of asked questions to where she had to answer it, and then we'd kind of ask, well, where do you see that in the Bible? Or what, and then, or Juliana would say, well, in the Bible it says this. She was like, oh, that's truth. Like, that's right. And so we asked, I was like, so if you don't believe in hell, I was like, so do you believe in Satan? And she was like, yes, but no. She was like, I'm trying not to. And I'm like, she was like, I'll get scared and think of the devil, but then I just try to talk myself out of it. So we really just got to shed light on a lot of that. There was this one lady in a wheelchair that we talked to, and we kept going back to the medicine area. It's a great place. Great place to find sick people. Anyways, so we asked her, do you need prayer or anything? She was like, no. She's in a wheelchair, grabbing cough drops, And we were like, okay, what's your spiritual background? She's like, Baptist, and my mom was Baptist, my dad was Lutheran. Catholic or something like that. We're like, oh, that's cool. And she just, as she's talking, starts rolling backwards. She's like in the middle of her sentence, and just out of here.
So we're like, so what's your spiritual background? I just believe that. Okay, keep going.
See you later. We probably talked to probably 10 people with them.
Yeah.
We talked to 3 people, and they were very no, I'm okay. Smile at us. They talked a little bit, and then whatever. So we're walking, and then Juliana shared with me what she just shared with you guys about the blunt no. I was like, I'm glad we haven't got any blunt no's yet, whatever. And so the next person we talked to, Juliana says, can we pray for you? She's like, no way. She just keeps going.
I'm like, yes, I'm home.
this other guy we talked to, he just said no, he didn't want prayer. We didn't really ask any questions. And I was just like, hey, there's 6 or 8 of us walking around Walmart. You can kind of spot us if you want prayer. Say hi and ask. And so later on, we're praying for Fran, talking with Fran. He walks by and he's like, hey guys, all friendly. I was like,
yeah. So the 8 to 10 outreach is the place to be.
Yeah, it was good.
All right. Anybody else have any testimonies? Anything you guys want to share? No?